I can.
Hey guys.
Hello.
I can't. The glasses are a new addition.
Loading.
Oh, they're old. We're contacting.
All right, we're live.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this up.
The only one missing right now is Lynn.
Correct.
Now I'm here.
Oh,
And Mike usually comes too, doesn't he?
not tonight. I don't
Depends on the.
Not tonight.
think so tonight.
All right. Welcome to the board meeting for the East Springfield Neighborhood Council for 7/7/2020. We are live on Facebook currently. We will go through and take questions at the end as we cover the agenda. Right now, we have a YouTube page that's set up. We're looking to get people to subscribe to the page. Once we can get to 100 subscribers, we can claim our name. So if everybody who has not subscribed to the YouTube page can do that, that would be great. Beyond that, the video will be posted on the YouTube page and on Facebook after this meeting. If you have any questions or anything that wasn't addressed that you want to send to us, you can send it to contact@myesnc.com, also to our Facebook page, and we will get back to you. Other than that, I will turn this over to Kathy.
Welcome again to the Springfield Neighborhood Council Board meeting. Could we please pledge to the flag? I pledge
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Again, I'll call this meeting to order, and we do have a quorum. Actually, we have a full board here tonight. Again, welcome. It is very nice to hear from some of you. Some days, hopefully soon, but we certainly don't know when we're going to get a chance to see each other again. We're looking forward to that day because we know that always face-to-face is a better way of interacting. But until then, we're going to use this platform, and we want to be sure that everyone knows that we need to hear from you, and we'll be glad to get back to you on any issue that you bring to our attention. Communication is the best thing that we can do at a time like this. And secondarily, if you know how you have a neighbor who is in need, could you reach out to them and make sure they have what they need? The city has a plethora of services that are available, so please just reach out and think of your neighbors. I know that people are doing that all over East Springfield. June is actually membership month for the Neighborhood Council. We have supporting member $5 a year. If people are interested in sending that along to us, we would sure appreciate that. Okay, we do have, please type in your questions. Guy is going to accumulate those questions, and we'll make sure that we get it at the end of the meeting. This week, we do have our monthly conference call scheduled with the Springfield Plaza. Again, it's Kathy Mossy, who's the president of the Hungry Hill Neighborhood Council, and Mike Fenton, our ward city councilor, and myself, and we'll meet with the Plaza to talk about items. We know that there are some issues revolving around potholes, illegal dumping, some fencing that's around the wastewater runoff containment area, and also some issues that are related to trash. If anybody has any other issues or topics that they want to connect with us on, so we can put that on that Thursday conference call, just please email us or type it into your opportunity tonight. City services are still operating as you are aware. 311, please call 311. We are happy to follow up on any 311 calls that you make, but we're encouraging everyone, if you see something that you know needs to be addressed, call 311, let 311 know about it. You can then certainly call our ordinance officer, and or you can give us a call. but we'd really like all of the issues to get onto 311 so that there's a tracking system involved. Let's see, what else? The census, please remember to complete your 2020 census, and the website is on the screen, but it's 2020census.gov, and just fill it out. It takes very little time, and it really does impact the kinds of monies that Springfield and East Springfield get as they do their tabulations. Questions so far from the board?
No.
Okay, then let me just keep moving along. Under the issues of topics of zoning, code issues, and signage, many people have reported issues with unreasonable noise, both music and fireworks. Hopefully those issues will diminish a little bit now that the 4th of July is over, but please continue to call that non-emergency number 787-6300 to report fireworks or unreasonable noise or other non-emergency issues to the police department. I do know, and it was in the newspaper and on Mass Live, that the police department has had firework details out to try to diminish the numbers of fireworks, and they've done a significant amount of confiscations of fireworks and also some firearms as a result of those details. But let's stay on it, because it is a significant quality of life issue in East Springfield. And unreasonable noise is any amplified noise, i.e. music, that is heard by a person of normal hearing at a distance of 50 feet. 50 feet, unreasonable noise that's amplified. If the noise is not amplified, i.e. somebody talking or yelling or whatever, talking loudly, it's 100 feet by a person of normal hearing. I do suggest that when you call the police department to report that, you say that it is unreasonable noise and from what distance you can hear it. And that will help in the addressing the situation. Okay, we are expecting a used car license hearing for 743 Page Boulevard to be scheduled for the end of August. It will probably be a virtual meeting that will be happening. I expect that the petitioner will reach out to us and to talk with us about their plan. If you remember, they did come very informally. I think it was 3 months ago, just to say that they wanted to do it, but they did not have their site plans or anything down on a piece of paper yet. So that's for 743 Page Boulevard. It's for a used car license hearing. Point of information just still pending is the installation of the no-through trucks on Haumont at Page, and also an updated Page Boulevard directional signal at Haumont and Page, and also a no-through traffic at Page and St. James Circle. And both of these have been approved by the Traffic Commission. I think they were just waiting to get those signs made and installed. They should happen fairly soon now because we're in phase 3. The city is cranking up to more, they just have more flexibility in the kinds of crews that they send out. One item that is not on the agenda that I want to bring to your attention is we want to thank some of our friends, a couple of agencies who went out and cleaned the debris and the weeds from the area on Page Boulevard between Mary Mother of Hope Church and the O'Brien's Corner. The long grass and really trees that were growing up there were very, very disruptive and ugly. So it's been on the city list for a while, hadn't quite been come to the top of the list. So we called in some friends with some other agencies, and they were able to help us out. So shout out, they know who they are, but thank you very much, because it's important to keep our neighborhood clean. Okay. John Koski?
Yes. Hello, everybody. We're back to check your speed events. We have one scheduled for this coming Friday, July 10th. from 4:30 to 6 p.m. And this is going to be held on the St. James Avenue, in the area of the St. James Avenue curve. If you've driven St. James Avenue, you've seen the newly installed radar speed board. And that's the area where we're going to be. So we're going to be doing check your speed, corner of St. James Avenue and Campeche Street. That's where we'll meet at 4:15. And we'll have our check your speed signs. We'll have speed limit signs. We'll have the radar speed board helping us out. And we've also confirmed with the police department that we will have a traffic detail there with LiDAR assisting us, as long as they're able to, resources are able to be with us. If there's a other emergency or what have you, they could be detailed somewhere else. But right now, pending any emergency, they'll be helping us out. So we need some folks there to hold signs, and we'll all be socially distanced. We'll be following all the protocols for social distancing, et cetera, at the event. So it will be safe. So hope we can get a number of volunteers to help us out with that. And of course, we're trying to get our Drive Like Your Kids Live Here signs posted in the neighborhood. Get that going again. We had some good momentum with that up until last fall. And we'd like to get back again and get as many of these signs posted in the neighborhood as we can. I think the more we can get out there, the more effective they'll be. So they're available for a cost of $8 if you'd like one in your yard, and you can get them by contacting me, and there's information on the screen as to how to contact me, or just reach out to me, and either we'll figure out a way to get together on it. And then we're all, I'm sure, aware of some of the crazy traffic that we've seen lately on our streets. The police traffic bureau is aware of it too, and they do have details out of working that speeding issue. And most recently, they had a detail up on Page Boulevard helping us out. So the police are active with this. I know sometimes what we see, we think that's not happening, but it is. So hang in there, and hopefully we can get things a little more under control with some of these other tools that we have to use. That's all I have, Kathy.
Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. We'll see you there on Friday.
On Friday.
Our next topic is art out of the box. Guy, are you going to address that, please?
Yep. So the June kit was completed with the help of volunteers. We were able to get those sent out. Like to thank them for helping with deliveries. Kelly and let's see here. Oh, and this person, I'm not sure if they want their name said, so I won't say that or not. So the other thing is, of course, we want to thank the Massachusetts and Springfield Cultural Councils for grant funding, which helped with the initial art supplies. We have registration open for the second kit, and actually closed today. We had 100 signups that went through already. We started bagging them up and getting them set to go out. We dropped off a couple this morning early, and then the rest will go out probably, I'd say, next week. It looks like it's going to be rainy for a few days, and we don't want to leave things out on people's porches when there's going to be rain. We also would like to thank TD Bank, who donated additional supplies, which went into the box. They're pictured below. Some sidewalk chalk and some coloring books and stickers and crayons. I also like to thank Census 2020. They donated the bags and some coloring books as well. And also thank you to the Kind Squad and Gina Dennis and Jessica Santana for helping with some book purchasing. Other than that, that's pretty much it. The third kit will be going up for registration on August 4th. And that one will be notified at the meeting and on Facebook and next door as well.
Okay, Guy, thank you very much. I mean, this has become a very popular project. I mean, the fact that people are signing up for it and enjoying it, and the feedback that we've received back from people who have participated has been heartwarming. And I believe very appreciated during these times when kids are, or people are more homebound. So thank you very much. Okay. Anybody have any questions or comments from the board? Anything from the Facebook watchers? Not yet, Guy? That's okay.
No.
Okay.
We had a hello, but no questions.
Okay. We were happy, the neighborhood council was happy to announce the other day that we've received a 20,000 grant from Eastman Foundation, and the money is to support some small businesses in East Springfield who have been adversely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. It's wonderful. It's been well received, and Eastman actually totally in this area, the Eastman Foundation totally in this area gave $105,000. East Springfield received a 20,000 grant for supporting businesses. Indian Orchard received a 20,000 grant for the businesses. The Survival Center received $15,000, and I believe the Food Bank of Western Mass received $50,000. So kudos to Eastman Foundation, and we know that the businesses in East Springfield are taking a look at the application. We did spend a fair amount of time putting together an extensive mailing list so we could get the word out to the small businesses in East Springfield. And then I'm going to ask Guy if he can sort of talk us through the process for the businesses to apply. Guy?
Okay. This is a screenshot of our website. Anyone who's looking to apply for the grant can go to myesnc.com. Once you go there, at the very top of the page, there'll be an area that says grants. It's highlighted on this slide. Once you go into the grant area, you'll have a giant link that you can click to submit your application. There'll also be a link to the guidelines of the grant and a sample of the application if you want to look it over before you go through the process of submitting. Oops, went a little too fast there. So basically, our website is, oh, there we go. Bring that over. This is our main website, and you'll see from here the grants section. The guidelines and sample application, when you click into it, you'll have a view of the full guidelines documentation. This will step you through the time frames for it. Also the parameters, funding priorities, how the applications are considered, and submission requirements. Grant is available to any small business in East Springfield to apply, and you can click on this link down at the very bottom, and it will show you the defined area of East Springfield on the map. You also have sample application. This is the online application you'll go through. It's in 3 sections. You'll fill out business information, contact information, complete a questionnaire, and put it in for your grant request. And that will come over to East Springfield Neighborhood Council. We will be collecting those until the 17th, and then we will review them, contact any of the people who have submitted with the questions, and then vote on the grant proposals. And as you can see here from the application, once you click on it, it brings you into the area to actually fill out the grant. Other than that, I don't see any questions from the feed. So I'm going to go back to the presentation and go into here. Nothing's come over from the Facebook feed. I didn't get anything from previous to the website. So other than that, does anyone have any other questions or anything they want to bring up?
Guy, if I could just comment back on the grant for a minute, it's a very simple application, as you can see. So please, anybody who's listening, if you know of a small business in East Springfield, encourage them to take a look at it. It's a very simple application. Board members, any other questions or topics, things we should consider?
I do, Kathy.
Okay, Ken?
Look, I just want to kind of just put it out there that, as everyone's trying to figure out what the fall is going to look like in regards to COVID and in schools, I think we should just, have in the back of our minds what our fall looks like in terms of events and programming with East Springfield Neighborhood Council. We have some events we normally do in the fall and in the winter time, and I don't think it's too soon to start talking about ways of if they're going to happen, or just ways that we can do it in some modified version that keeps everyone safe.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's certainly is something that's been on our mind, is when can we go to some other level of interaction. Right now, I mean, we're just, as everybody knows, we're just starting phase 3. As everybody on the board knows, that we still do not have access to our building. So I think once we have access to the building, we may be able to come up with a better idea of what we can do. Certainly we will do some kind of programming, but it depends on whether it's going to be very long distance or not. I did get some guidance today, and it was really, everything's on hold right now. We do know during the summer, the city had originally talked about doing some movies in the parks. They did determine that that is not possible because the city would not be able to guarantee the social distancing that's necessary from the state guidelines. So the city's quite disappointed about that, and that's the way it is, I'm afraid.
But hey, Kathy, I'm surprised they didn't bring up the idea, or maybe they did, about a drive-in movie night, where they'll stay in their cars and we bring a screen.
Yeah, I don't know if the city has talked about that. I know we talked about that, at least informally, and that's when we were hoping to still do something in the summer, and we determined based on our resources and local resources that it wasn't going to probably be possible for us. But I don't know that the city brought that up. But I don't know that that really answers your question, except to put your whole question on hold. I'm hoping by our meeting in the middle of the month, we have a little bit more clarity. I do know that many of the people who come to our meetings are in that higher risk group. So I think we need to take a look. My recommendation would be to take a look at whatever guidelines the city gives us to determine if those are the guidelines that we're going to follow, or if we're going to have to follow something that is even more restrictive than what the city gives us. Right now, the city has no community centers, no community buildings open. And that's, I mean, the board can't even go in there and have a quick little meeting with 4 or 5 of us. That's not even possible. So, but thank you for bringing that up, Ken, and bring it up again, because we are committed, and as the board all knows, to continuing as much of our work as we can. And we've, I think, done a fair job of keeping programming going in light of the fact that we haven't been able to see people. But if this goes on for too long, or much longer, we're going to have to come up with some more creative ideas on how to make some things happen. Anybody else? Guy, do you have some questions now?
There was a question that came in. Can anyone explain why the noise ordinance is twice the distance for normal speech than for electronic sounds?
I don't know that I can explain why, except that when it was originally written, it was determined that 50 feet for amplified is a pretty close distance, and amplification is extremely annoying. So I believe that the older ordinance, the ordinance that it replaced, had a much longer distance. So I do not know the exact reason, but 50 feet is not very far, but it is if somebody's playing noise. So not much of an answer, but that's it.
Okay, I think that's all I have. Somebody had asked something, but I replied back in the feed because I don't know what they were referring to. So but I'll monitor the feed if they come back. Huh?
Yeah, because somebody said that there's a lag time by the time, from when they type it in and then when you see it. I'm just getting that email.
Yeah, the Facebook feed is pretty much instantaneous, but what displays on the screen itself during the live and during the meeting is 16 seconds delayed. So I'll get the question right away, but it won't display for 16 seconds. There's a built-in delay just in case, something crazy happened and, never heard about anything bad happening on a Zoom meeting.
Right.
Yeah,
I do remember a football game.
Yep.
Back to noise for a minute, because I know this is a very, very raw topic for many of us. Is the thing I can suggest is, if noise starts to happen and you find it offensive and you believe it's not within the guidelines of the city ordinance, and the city ordinance is in effect 24/7, there's no time frame within which you can make more noise than less noise, I suggest you call the police and get them notified as soon as possible to increase the ability for them to get there while that noise is still happening, so that it can be enforced. If you know where the noise is coming from, please make sure you give an exact address. I know that I hear police officers say to me, somebody calls and they said someplace 2 streets over. That sometimes is not enough. It seems logical that a police officer could ride by and hear it, but there's a lot of ambient noise too. Bottom line is, try to be as specific as you can, whether it's noise amplified, noise unamplified, noise from fireworks. Because if we continue to stay on it, I think we can have a positive effect on not making the rest of the summer extremely chaotic. And there are other cities who are copying our noise ordinance, which is impressive. Okay, any other questions, topics?
I don't think so.
Well, remember to visit us online at myesnc.com. Our next virtual meeting will be Tuesday, July 21st at 6:30. If you have questions between now and then, send them to us and we'll make sure that we have a chance to research some of them before the meeting. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Please stay safe and wear those face coverings, please, if you can. Thanks a lot.